Hello and welcome to Fuck Your Opinion. This is a movie review show. In this show, I watch movies, I review them, kind of rant, roast them a bit. So, if you like that kind of content, if you like my channel, be sure to hit the like button below. Make sure to subscribe so that I can continue to make content like this. But yeah, so I didn't actually watch a movie this time. I watched the Golden Globes 2021 edition, which is I am sure if you guys have watched it, I literally just watched it and kind of having an initial reaction, which is to say, wow, what a fucking mess. Like I literally wrote unprofessional train wreck in my notes because if you've watched it, you know, but it was I can't but I've never seen something that was supposed to be so quote unquote like legitimate and professional, even though we know the Golden Globes is really a sham. But still, you should technically speaking have some kind of professional element where it was like literally every single award something went wrong. I mean, it's like starting off the night with Daniel Kaluuya winning and being like muting him, having him on mute in the beginning. I'm like, oh my god, what a terrible look! Like Jesus Christ, you guys in the beginning, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are roasting the Hollywood Foreign Press for not having any black journalists, which is fucking awful. We can all agree with that, and it was funny when they brought that up later. It's like, yeah, guys, like, oh, we're so sorry. We know we need diversity. And it's like, yeah, you pieces of shit. You need diversity. You need more. Yeah, well, you need more than just diversity. You need a whole systemic overhaul of your organization. But the point is, it's like they took all the money that was supposed to go towards the award show, kind of just put it in their pockets and said, oh, okay, but this is virtual, so we actually have to pay less money. It'll work. And right away, they mess up the first award, and it's like, wow, I can't believe it. It's like at work, I work with Microsoft Teams, and often my boss will get into the meeting late, and he'll be on mute. So he'll start talking for a little bit, and has to be like, "You're on mute." But that's just a standard office meeting. This is a fucking award show. This is literally your first award, and you mess it up. Wow! And then to say, "Oh, I know you just won, but we're not going to give you a speech," because they almost did that. It was horrendous. I was so mortified for him. And then when he finally got the speech, he was just saying, man, you can't do me like that. And I felt that. I felt that. It was also kind of funny that the first two awards were for um, two British black male leads. Um, it was just kind of funny to have that back to back and be like, okay, cool. Golden Globe saying, hey, we're with the times, we're diverse, right? Right? And that's not to discredit those actors. They both, I haven't seen Small Axe, but Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah wholeheartedly deserved that award. He is such a fantastic actor. He is going to clearly be one of the best acting talents for the next 10, 20, however many years. He's probably going to be in a I mean, I don't know if it's too early to say like he's going to be the next like Daniel Day-Lewis to a degree, but I mean, he certainly has that potential, I think. I mean, geez, his portrayal of Fred Hampton was insane. It was insane. He was so good. Um, but yeah, a lot of technical snafus. It was I don't know if you guys noticed this or were paying attention, but the in between, so like after an award is handed out, right before we go to commercial, there's that shot of like the five TVs of the nominees kind of talking to each other. And wow, it was so awkward. It was the Zoom call of who doesn't want to talk first? Who's going to talk first? And Listen, we've all been on that Zoom meeting. We've all been on that call, but it was just so incredibly awkward and so funny and difficult to watch. It was like The Office, it was just very awkward humor. What else should I talk about? Rosamund Pike won. I'm really glad she won. Didn't care for the movie. You can check out my review. But her performance was fantastic. I loved the dress she was in. Her speech was also fantastic. Thanking Chris Messina, thanking America's broken legal system. Sorry, thanking Chris Messina's suits. So wonderful speech. What else? Oh, I was so pissed when Josh O'Connor won. So I haven't seen The Crown, so I can't attest to whether he was good or not. But when you have guy I've never heard of against Jason Bateman, against Al Pacino, against Bob Odenkirk, and against I know it's somebody else. I'm gonna hate myself for not remembering the other actor's name, but or who it was, but essentially you're going against these powerhouse talents and you're the one who wins and you give that lame ass speech. He's like at the very end he's like, oh, there's something else I want to say, something an important note I want to make at the end. And I'm kind of holding my breath. I'm saying to myself, okay buddy, they're playing you out real hard right now. You already gave a lame ass speech. You better make this count. You better make it count. Because I'm already pissed at you that you won. And he basically says to be aware of your mental health awareness. And I'm like, that's a great cause. That's a great sentiment. You didn't deliver. It's like delivering, the message was poorly delivered. And it was very frustrating to I don't know. It pissed me off. Um, who else could I talk? Oh, I was also really pissed about. There was a lot of, especially in the latter half, playing people off like Sacha Baron Cohen or Chloe Zhao when she won at the very end, and I'm like, guys, you can't possibly justify not giving people the time when you're an award show that literally had 2 lifetime achievement awards in this show. And it's not to say that Norman Lear and Jane Fonda didn't deserve it and that they're not incredible talents. I'm not trying to take away from that. It's just, did we really fucking need 2 lifetime achievement awards in this broadcast? And you're going to say, oh, guys, we only have so much time. We have to cut people off after a minute of speaking, after 30 seconds of speaking. I mean, I'm not. I can't remember exactly who it was. It was somebody at near the end, who literally only had like 10, 15 seconds before they started getting queued off, and I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? Also, some of the other segments, the segment with the kids, I thought the kids were cute. I thought they were funny, but I didn't think the segment justified itself to say, hey, we're not going to have any technical categories. Hey, this is just a huge time suck. It's a time waste. Also, the actors acting with the doctors and healthcare providers, those sketches, A, were really not funny. B, were poorly acted. And I'm not talking about the healthcare workers. I'm talking about the actors who should be able to act were bad actors. It's like they didn't give a single crap and said, okay, let me just do it. Let me just spit it out and see how it works. You guys get paid for this, okay? It's ridiculous. So it was frustrating to have that. It was also I don't want to say frustrating. It was just incredibly weird that the Golden Globes, an event that's known for the glitz and the glamour of Hollywood celebrity, and the Hollywood celebrities are in the room getting drunk, getting wasted, and kind of roasting each other and having a good laugh and whatnot. So it's everyone was wondering how exactly are they going to go about this presentation. And they had what they decided to do was have people in the audience, and I'm saying to myself, well, who's in the audience? Is it like, did they bring in a couple actors, and the actors who had a quarantine, who couldn't come, like who were not tested or whatever, or living in other countries or other states, had to sequester themselves? No. What ended up happening was it's just a bunch of first responders in the crowd. And sure, I'm happy that the first responders are there, but it's not like SNL where what SNL has been doing is the first responders are in the audience. And I'm like, that's a great sentiment, that it's really wonderful that you're doing that. They deserve that. But do they even want to be there? Because the thing is, with an award show, even though we, the audience, enjoy watching it from home, every celebrity, for the most part, is just like, man, this is such a drag. I find it so incredibly boring. I find it so incredibly annoying. I hate doing this. So to have first responders there who are not up for any awards, obviously, and are only going to see celebrities from a distance, writing is such a hollow and tone deaf and frankly idiotic gesture. They're like, oh man, see, we care about, you're the heroes. This is like the ads of, we have heroes who work here, as opposed to, paying your workers a legitimate rate, a legitimate hourly wage, So it kind of reeked of that out of touch Hollywood nature. And it was, maybe if the first responders got one of those, goodie bags with all the, expensive gifts in there, sure. Then I'd say, you know what? If you got that first responder a toaster or a little microwave oven or something, then yeah, it was worth it for them. But I doubt it. It also seemed like they didn't get any meal and they weren't drinking any alcohol. So I don't really know what the point was to throw them in there, except to be like, hey guys, we're compassionate, right? Like, look at us. We're not a bunch of dirtbags. Us, the Hollywood Foreign Press, we're actually good people, right? First responders. We respect the first responders. Fuck them. Fuck the Hollywood Foreign Press. That's not good enough. Not nearly good enough. It was. And also, it's just going back to the Saturday Night Live thing. It's something where that's the point of Saturday Night Live. It's supposed to be an audience of regular folks. Or this is supposed to be, we're supposed to be watching the audience. And we never cut to the audience because we don't care about the audience. And that's not me trying to be rude to first responders. It's just, we want to watch, the point of the Golden Globes is to watch the Hollywood reaction celebrities and have the GIFs, or GIFs, or however you pronounce it. But when they're all wearing masks and we don't know them and we don't cut to them ever, it becomes real fucking pointless. The only real GIF we got was Don Cheadle wrapping it up. Also, Don Cheadle was great. He seemed like he was having a good old time. So I was happy to see him. What else to talk about? What else was there? Donald Sutherland was in a tux. He was in a tux. So that was funny. It was interesting seeing the contrast where you have like Donald Sutherland in this tux and looks 100% out of place with the camera and his bookshelf behind him. It just looked funny. And then contrasting that with Jodie Foster, who was just wearing pajamas. She's like, fuck it. I don't care. I do not care. And then for her to win, man, that was hilarious. I liked Helena Bonham Carter, her screensaver that she used, because she was not at the ceremony. Something like this. And it almost looked like she was actually there and just frozen in the pose, because all the other actors, it looks like headshots or some other professional photography, and her photo looked really good, but it also looked like it could potentially be her on the line just frozen. So I thought that was kind of funny. Also, Chadwick Boseman's widow made a speech, and if you haven't watched it, that's the one thing I would stress. Watch that. It was so moving, so powerful. I am not gonna bother trying to repeat it, but it literally brought a tear to my eye right away. Oh, as soon as she started talking, truly, truly inspirational, powerful stuff. Um, Also wrote a note: David Fincher can't get no respect because Mank didn't win anything. Not that I cared for Mank. I really didn't. But I like David Fincher, and I think he was heavily the front runner for the Best Director uh, award. So I felt kind of bad for him there. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he didn't win for Social Network either. The King's Speech won. So it's just like a real slap in the face for him. It's like every time he gets so fucking close and no one wants to give him the award, and is considering the quality of a director he is, it's a little disrespectful that to give it to such a newcomer. And I haven't seen Nomadland, so I don't have any sway one way or another. I will say though, I really like the interviews I watched of Chloe Zhao. I really like her. I think she carries herself very well, um, and I really like her interviews. So I am not gonna. I haven't seen Nomadland. I can't speak one way or another about the film, but I'm still rooting for her. I'm very much rooting for her. I just sad about Fincher. Also, last thing I'll note is I cannot believe the going back earlier about the technical snafus, but the literal sound issues in which I'm fairly sure there were cords that we were either disconnected or like barely connected that were adding these weird pop sounds. I could not believe that I'm watching a professional broadcast that just feels like it's put together with strings. It feels like it's about to fall apart. It feels like the Texas electrical system. We're minutes away from disaster. It's all going to fall apart. Yeah, it is crazy. Crazy time. Also, Ted Lasso winning Best Actor, Jason Sudeikis. Watch Ted Lasso if you haven't seen it. Tremendous show. I love that he asked about cursing, and then whoever was off screen, whether it was his son or somebody, went like, fuck yeah. Great stuff. I'm going to leave it at that because that is a great ending. Fuck yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This has been Fuck Your Opinion. Please make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so that I can continue to do videos like this and you can be apprised because I'm trying to do videos every other day or so, trying to get them out. So, yeah.